Good morning, everyone. This is Becky here at Aunt Beck's Creations. Good morning. And I'm just going to make up a couple little journals using some of the things that I got from Debbie Epps in this envelope and from, sorry about the cat coming through. He's being a royal pain in the rump. Jacqueline, Lovely's Crafting Lodge. And after I'm done, I'll put their two links in because they do have upcoming sales in March. In fact, Jacqueline, I believe, is doing one 4 p.m. on this Friday, the 7th of March. And then Debbie's next sale, I think, is the 22nd. But I put links over to their channels so you can subscribe to them and click the notify button on those videos. They have them set up. So if you click the notify, it'll come up. Good morning, Deb. So I was going to use some of this stuff. We'll have to just deal with Tippy. It's below freezing, and I think he was the runt of the litter, and he's extra annoying today. I keep telling Scott I need to buy one of those knit baby things you wrap around yourself, and then I could just shove that cat in it and carry him around all day. So we're going to make a little journal first with the papers that I bought from Jacqueline and maybe use the napkins and stuff. And the envelopes that sealed closed, I'm going to use as covers. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold those in half. And I'm trying to decide, do I want the folded envelope? Maybe we'll do one with the actual envelope where it's sealed as the outside of our little tiny journals. So I'm just going to fold these envelopes, I said, in half. Maybe I need to. Hang on. Let me get the scoreboard. That might help. I got to move my mom tools. Or as Scott calls it, the wow hammer. Because it says mom on it, but he always grabs it when it says wow. So there's that. I still have that package there for Sherry Hubbing. I haven't gotten it put together. And I'm out of stamps and stuff here at the house. So I've been putting off the mailing because I don't want to go to the post office. All right, so this is not exactly 7 inches. It's 7 1/8 inches wide. So I'm just going to do 3.5, and the back or the front will be slightly bigger. And we'll just have to cope with it. Let's see. Trying to get on that score line. And my bone folder's not in there, is it? Of course not. Let me see if I can find that booger. No, I don't know what happened to my bone folder. All right. What I might do is just cut what's extra off so they're even. And then I'd have a pocket on one end of it. I'm going to go ahead and fold this one while I'm at it. So I'll do this one the opposite way. Put that away so I don't lose it. And that did work better. I actually like this way better, but don't know until you try. Hey, Vicki. Hey, Angie. I'm going to maybe line this up here. Line that up and then open this up. So if that's the front of the book, then I have a little pocket right there to stick stuff in. Or I could do it at the back. It might be better. And I'm going to do that on this one. So the pretty part of this one will be on the inside. So Scott had to do a little scraping on the windshield here this morning. And the neighbor's little old cat that's got the, like, half her paw is missing. And we let her sleep in our garage. She was not having any part of coming out of the garage. But all the other strays wanted to get in the garage. So I had to close the door really fast. And I told her, I said, I'll come back when the sun comes up and let you out. Because I don't want her in there all day. She can be in there at night. We worry about coyotes getting her because she can't run very, fast. And yes, we have coyotes here in the city. All right, so this is about 5 1/4 inches tall. So if I actually cut my paper at 5 inches this way, and again, these papers came from Jacqueline at Lovely's Crafting Lodge. She does a sale. She sells the things she makes. She made this dyed paper. And she does ribbons and lace and all kinds of stuff. I might hold on to those just as decorative bits. And then this is 3 1/2 inches wide. So I'm going to cut this at 6-ish. And then I'll just put that in there. And that's made a little book. And by doing this, I get rid of the notebook page holes. I don't have any Mod Podge out here. Scott was asking me what I want for my birthday. I said, I think I'm going to tell him all I want is that green desk moved in here so I can get the rest of my art supplies back in this room. The whole reason I'm holding off on bringing all of it back out here is I need to move the green desk in from the front room in front of the windows. And then this table here needs to move back because I got to have room behind it to still leave a pathway to the catio door. So I have somewhere to line up my 2 red carts full of art supplies. So there's that. We'll go in like that. And that'll just be a little book. A little tiny book. Let's see. But I have the napkins that I also got. The thing with these is there's only 2 flowers. So if I put one on here and one on here, of course, I like the decoration of that. So I might just use this as a cover color thing here. Blah, blah, blah. Giovanna. Oh, yeah, Giovanni is male. Giovanna is female. Oh, trying to get to some glue. I'm going to try just using extreme glue instead of Mod Podge for the napkin stuff. Piper just came through stomping. My little obese grandchild, who's a cat. She's a cat, guys. She's a cat. Don't get upset with me. Scissors. And yes, you can use the rest of the paper for texture or something if you want to. I'm going to be bad and I'm going to cut this. It is better to tear them, and I'm not going to be able to utilize that gold bit on this one, I don't think, because the journal's so small. But see, you could take and separate all this, because you got to separate the layers from the napkin, because if you don't, it'll come undone on your project. Oh my gosh. Now Cole's starting in. I don't know why Greg didn't let them both in. I'm going to have to let Cole in because Greg's trying to sleep. Now, go lay down and don't be sassy. Because I was thinking, I just cover that with glue and then get as much of the flowers on that front as I can. And then I'll just trim away the side. I need a piece of wax paper, which I have one right here. You can call me Vicky. Hey, Janet Nash. Oh boy, that one's down to where you have to dig it out. So I just wanted to use some of this stuff up that I just bought from Jacqueline. And then there are some things in the things that I bought from Debbie Epps that will go in these as well. So I'm just using extreme glue stick. Hopefully I got enough on there. Because I thought how nice it would be to make a little book, a couple little books out of some of this stuff. And these would be like little books you could take on a day trip and make notes of, like, where did we go for lunch? And you could put the receipt for the lunch. Just little mementos. And then you could just chunk these inside whatever your main journal is. It would give you a place to jot that kind of thing down. So I'm thinking of, because Scott put it to me, what do you want for your birthday? So I want the green desk moved in here. And I think I might say, I wouldn't mind a trip over to House of Fabrics. Chez La Fabrique, I think is what they've got on their website. And I might sand some of this napkin off. Oh, you guys, I wasn't paying attention this morning, and I came in here to watch Sonia draw the winner for her beaded bird. And I wasn't paying attention, and my oatmeal was really full, and I ended up dumping oatmeal in my lap. It was great. So that'll go in there. And I'll have that little book. I'm going to leave that cover like that. And this is like odds and ends we'll hold on to. We never know. So let's see what we've got left. I'm probably not going to use these other napkins from Jacqueline. I'll save these for another project. But then I've got her little sticker. I could almost put that on here, or maybe put it in the back here. cat hair. Doesn't surprise me. I know these are stickers because she puts them on her envelopes and boxes because they have her logo on them. This is her logo, the sunflower. That'll remind me of where I got the stuff to make the journals. And I'm thinking I might just use my stapler to make this a real quick journal so it's not going to be tied. And I'm sorry you can hear the water pipes clanging. A stapler. Think, Becky. Think. I might have to go snitch Scott's because I don't know what I did with my stapler. Let me go snitch Scott's stapler off his desk. I'll be so glad when we're able to get the flooring all back down in this house so I'm not walking on plywood. But Scott's back to teaching now, so it's going to be a minute. All right, I'm going to turn this over so the flat part of the staple's on the outside. And if I can get out of my own shadow. And we noticed today we need to put a new light fixture up in the kitchen because it's got the original 1960s light fixture and the bulbs for it are getting more and more expensive. So Scott said, let's just put a new light in there. And we have a Hunter ceiling fan, but I think it's going to hang too low to be used in the kitchen. But we're going to look at it. Because I'd like to use something we already have than buy something else. That's been my goal. Use what you have before you buy anything else. And then I bought this stuff, so shh, it's all good. I was having fun, and I didn't buy a ton. But I wanted some of Debbie Epps' art for my friends and family art walls that I have here in my studio, which is our den. So basically, the back side of the house is all mine. The kitchen and the den. It's all my creative space. Uh-oh. So on my, I guess it's called the post page now, I put up a discussion about if you had your choice of cake for your birthday, what would you choose? Like one's a almond cream and the other's a lemon cheesecake cake. And everybody's going, oh, lemon cheesecake. Yes. And it's more than just lemon cheesecake. I'm going to show that to you in a minute. So that was a quick little book. Didn't get my paper centered very good, but it's all good in the long run. So I want to make sure all the papers will come apart here. Yeah. There's that one. And there's that. So let's see what we've got here. She gave me one of her rusty paper clips. So I was thinking I might use the rusty paper clip on this journal. And we'll just put this piece of blue paper on here. And that can just be like a place to put maybe the date or wherever you went. That would go on there. And then maybe we'll glue some of these others down. Let's see here. Little decorative element for the front. I'm going to glue that on there. Oh, that side's better. Let's use that side. That's one. Hi, Heather. Hi, Ann. Hi, Teresa. Giovanna's here. So we'll just stick that on here. But I am also trying to do the method of, you know, last in, first out as well. So I just got these in. So I said, well, let's go ahead and get some of those, you know, out of the way. And then on the inside on the paper clip, maybe we could just stick one of these in here like so. I might actually glue that one right there underneath the paper clip. Which side? This one or this one? This one I think we'd be able to write on better. Alrighty. So I'm going to try this. Let's just put this down here. And then we'll slide the paper clip back on. There we go. I'm getting a baby wipe. All right, good enough. Hi, Lala. So that gives a little bit of decoration on that one. This one we have the flowers, but we could put something here in the front. The green doesn't really go with everything else, so we might set that aside for something else. Maybe put this brown piece in here. Let's put that up there. Okay, have fun up in the balcony. All right, so I'm going to save the stuff I have here, even the gold bits, because you never know, a little gold added somewhere could be good. And then this pink would go good on here. Maybe put it on the back of here as a place to journal. Trying to get some of that sticky off. Put too much glue on, I think. Kind of like that layered up like that. I could sew this on my sewing machine too, if I hadn't already decorated the cover. Mary would call this a tiny little scribble journal. but I just think it'd be neat to shove in my pocket for a day trip. Now in May, we're still talking about driving up to Tennessee for our 40th wedding anniversary, which these cats are not going to be happy because they don't like it when I leave the house to go to the grocery store for me to be gone overnight somewhere. It's going to trip them out. So there we go. There's some little books. I really like this kind of coffee and splat thing as well. We'll save it for another project. Now let's look through this stuff I got from Debbie Epps that's in this little envelope here. Yeah, I know. Again, that's with my art supplies in the back room that have not made their way out here. I still don't know what this stencil is. So Debbie, what is this supposed to be? Can anybody else see what it's supposed to be? Or is it just a form? I don't know. And I didn't turn the autofocus off, so it's going in and out. And that drives me crazy. And I know it does other people. All right, so like this paper would be pretty in there. Might save that one for a different journal. There we go. There's that. So we'll put those back in this bag. And I'm also going to put the rest of the cut papers in there. See, these strips right here, they make a great greeting card. You just cut them to the same lengths, and then you can use them as stripes on the front of a greeting card. So we might do cards another day with what's left in here. Because you guys know, I love to make cards. I need to get some stamps so that I can mail some cards out just randomly to people. That could be fun too. So I'm thinking, here you go thinking again. Let's see. I was thinking if we folded this in half, it could get shoved into there as an added little thing to write or put something in. So we'll make a little book out of that one. And this would make a cute little book for this other one, or a little fold out. Because sometimes you just need a little place to put, a few more words. And these could be hidden words that people would have to dig to find in the back pockets. So it's okay that the envelopes glued themselves shut. It gives you a place to make a pocket. And it was perfect because once it envelope was a little different, So let's see, these pages are 3 by 5. So we could make some little strips to go on the edge. Actually, hang on. Let me get something I haven't used in a while. Sorry for clearing my throat. All right. This is an old Martha Stewart punch. Let's get this right here. So what the idea is, you center the paper on the punch. Just get it centered and do your first punch. Then you slide it until these that you just punched match the ones that are on the paper. Line them up good. And then you're going to punch again. And then slide it back this other way. And line these up. With the design on there. And then punch. And then that way it just goes across. We got one little piece of paper there. And what I'm thinking is I will cut a little strip now. I'm going to line the tippy top of my punch with the 3/4 inch on this side. Cut it off. And I'm thinking to just decorate the page edges like so. Got some double-sided tape here. I want to trim that off. There you go. Now I could punch another one and put it on this other side, but I'm not going to worry about it. Oh, Giovanna had to go. Okay. Bye. Let's do one out of each one of these, maybe. No, I hadn't done anything with paper in a while, and I said, you know, I really would like to use the things I just got in. I have to listen for my washing machine to play music because I'm washing Greg's work clothes because he didn't get a chance to do them, and he's got to go to work here in just a little bit. He spent Saturday with his girlfriend, and they went to a diamond mine and tried to find some diamonds. I think they found quartz, and that was it. And then yesterday he went to his best friend Mary's grandmother's funeral. So he's had a very full weekend. And then he took lunch to his girlfriend last night after he got home from the funeral, which was in Florence. All right, I'm going to go back. How many pages do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the middle. So it's just a tiny little 8-page journal. I'm just going to put this like halfway through to divide the two sections. The first 4 pages, well, 8 pages, it'd be 16 total. And the second. If I can get it to come off from there. Hi, Kathy D. Good morning. Well, razzle dazzle. Here we go. Scott was noticing that the house is drying out, which is what the dehumidifier is supposed to do. And it should. It's been running almost non-stop there that first month that they had installed it. So I think I accidentally threw my other little piece away. So that just gives me a couple little dividers in there. One sticks out a little bit farther than the other. And I got a little paper goober right there. We're going to put that off. But I think that looks good enough. It does stick out a little bit, but I'm okay with that. I'll be more careful on the next one. And I could add, you know, fold outs with some of this other paper if I wanted to. But I think I'm going to leave it with just one little folded little guy in the back of each one. And then we'll just do those 2 tabs. So let's see here. I like this dark blue back here. So maybe I'll put these back in my plastic bag. And we'll do 1 or 2 more little strips. We'll do one out of this and one out of this for that book. So I'm going to, again, line this up so it's kind of centered in there. And punch it. And then slide it over and match the punch with the design on the punch. Punch it again. Slide it back this way until you get 2 full ones on here. Punch it again. And then we'll go ahead and do this one. Do the same thing again. Center it. And then slide. Line those up. Punch again. Slide these back. I'm supposed to get my order in from Wawak today. And then what was really funny is I had ordered more empty bobbins because the local Joann's did not carry the bobbins for the sewing machine that I actually bought at that location. And then I was cleaning up and I found a whole bunch I'd already ordered before. So I got plenty of bobbins now. I can roll some bobbins up and be ready to go. But these were quick little journals. And now what you can do is you can pull your stamps out again and then just stamp messages here and there in your book too. Or we can take and we could use some of these we've already, if they match, we could use them. This one just says be kind, and I could trim that down some and stick it in here. We might use some of those since they're sitting here on the desk. I want to trim that at the 3/4 of an inch. And when I say I'm trimming it at 3/4, I'm using the measurements on this side of it. It's so much easier than trying to wrangle this for just a skinny on this side, skinny strip. I think Scott's been stressing himself out about this class because it's been a long time since he did calculus. So he's been teaching himself or reviewing calculus once more. So we're going to put a strip of tape on this page. Then we'll go to the middle of the book. And we'll put a piece of tape here. Uh-oh, it's not sticking. Sorry, head down. I can't read chat with the head down. And I'm just kind of lining that up with the edge of the tape as close as I can get. And I'll trim that off here in a minute. So these were quick little journals made out of just the few things, or some of the things that I picked up from Debbie Epps. She's clearing her studio and she's been doing sales. I need to go through my frames that I have been picking up at the thrift store and see if I have some frames that I can frame her art. That'll get the frames up off the table in there, and it'll get the art put up on the wall where I can enjoy it. I really enjoy my friend art. Y'all are very inspirational. That one. All right. So there's that one done up. I just did a little bit of decoration here and there. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Oh, that's a good idea too, Heather. Heather's saying addresses and passwords. You know, if you were traveling and you wanted to send somebody a postcard from wherever you were, you could stick some postage stamps in the back and have their addresses with you, and you could check whether you sent them a postcard. And then you could also include, you know, activities you did. So we got a couple little journals done. I love these because they fold up so they're easy to store. And then I've got some of the things we stamped out. That little purple flower doesn't really go with anything. This says dream big. I like the Be Kinds. We might trim them down. We might use that one. That says live, be bold, have fun, and dream. Those are kind of big for this activity. And I thought I had printed out 2 of every one. Oh, this is it. And there's another dream big. I don't really care for the color of that. I think I like this yellow dream big. I want to trim it down though. All right, let's trim these down and we'll add them. You love the flower cover? And that was just a napkin. Just put the napkin down. Now this Dream Big did not really stamp out the best, but I could take like a gel pen. Cole is stomping around in here. So I'm just going to trim close to that. And I kind of like that there. I'm waiting for him to yowl. Wow. Like he does. I'm not saving these little pieces of these offcuts. They're going in the trash. The horror of it all. If these had been perfectly stamped in the same plane, I could have trimmed them both, you know, at the same time. And I'm thinking the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little red to the little heart that makes the dot on the eye. And it can dry while I put the other 2 things in place. Uh-oh. Am I spinning again? Is somebody letting me know I'm spinning? I hope I'm not. That happened last night when I went on to tell you all about the Clyde Garden Planner. That thing is a great tool. I'm going to grab my red pasta pen here. And we'll just go over. I don't know if it'll show or not. We won't know until we try it. But you can do things like that to just add just that last little bit to something. And I was thinking, I don't know what I did with that gold pen. There's the red. Oh, I can't wait to get all my stuff back in here. I guess we're going to skip the gold pen business because I don't know what I did with it. So let me see. Okay, thanks, Teresa. I'll have to check. It might have been Scott. So I'm just going to go over the little heart with some of this red. I don't want to push too hard because y'all know Posca pens will bloop out on you. Oh, I like that with a little. What's my time looking like? Okay. I just got to get Greg's work clothes into the dryer so that they're dry when he gets up. We'll let those dry. Let me look and see if that was Scott needing something. I'm not seeing any messages. Okay, nothing. It was just a notification then. Okay. So this says dream big, and I really wanted to make it darker. And I was hoping to add a little gold to it. Coffee is a necessity. And we're supposed to have our stitch group today. And I want to get sewing. I've gotten a little sidetracked from my works in progress, though. I noticed my $600 short overall project, and I was working on it some yesterday. Because if I can turn out some of those recycled flannels or plaids into some bib overall shorts that look just like the ones I saw for $600 on Pinterest, I'll be tickled with myself. So basically what I'm doing is I've thrifted some men's plaid shirts, men's and little boys plaid shirts. And I've just been sewing them together in random sizes. And what inspired me was I was watching Marion at Marion's World, and she had decided she wasn't going to use, she's not sewing quilts as like she used to. Her sewing has changed over the years. So she decided that she would just create yardage with her old fabric pieces. And I was like, that reminds me of that project. So I started doing that while I was watching her. And she created like 10 meters of fabric with some of her quilter stash that she can now turn into big to projects. Oh, you have a pattern for a bow tie. Oh, that's so cool. I think bow ties would be just like regular ties in that they need to be cut on the bias. And that's why when you look at the pattern and it says you need, like, it seems like a lot of fabric, it's because you're cutting across on the bias, and that's why you need so much fabric, because you're cutting it on the diagonal. Because when you cut on the bias, it makes the fabric easier to turn or tie into a bow, if that makes any sense whatsoever. I'm just trying to go over some of this that didn't stamp worth beans. It's not going to look as cool as if it had stamped really well. And of course, the Be Bold needs to be bold, right? That big green desk is going to take up a lot of space in here, so it won't be quite so echoey. But that'll be my art workstation, so I can keep this table clear and dry and not have like glue and paint and stuff on it for, because you don't really want that around fabric. And I think I will take this one. It's wet, and I'm going to trim along like that. Let's put the Be Bold, Have Fun, and Dream on the front of this one. It's still wet. And then I have this flower we could put on there too. Wish it was a blue flower. We could make a blue flower, or I have blue flowers in here, but they have words on them. Ooh, I knew I was going to do that. When I sat that there, I knew I'd knock it over. When we went thrifting, this young couple went by this display of art and mirrors and things, and they hit the edge of it and all this stuff fell over. They didn't stop to pick it up or anything. They just kept going. Oh, I like that beauty. I might put that beauty flower on there. This one says happy. So which one? Beauty or happy? This one says hopeful. Oh, this says journey. That one says happiness. There's a dream. Ordinary. And that one says kindness. So kindness, beauty, or happy? Yeah. Definitely. Happy, Teresa says. So we'll put the happy on there. Happy, happy George. Oh, that's Ren and Snippy, I think. I'm not ready for Ren and Stimpy on a Monday morning. All right, we'll glue the happy on here. And Anne says kindness. Maybe we could put the kindness on the other book somewhere. I'll dig it out. Whoops. I really want refills for my Xyron machine because that makes putting these together so much easier. And that ties in some of my own painty papers. It could have been. It could have been. See, then you could put the date up there. And then there's the kindness. I don't know if I want it on the front, though. We could put it in here. I like it in here. We'll put it right there. I wish we could get these easier, the extreme. Just put that on there like that. And then we have, was it Animaniacs? Animaniacs. So we've got decoration, and then we'll skip a page, and then we'll put one of the Be Kinds right here. I might just use double-sided tape because that glue's getting up next to me. No, ma'am. Okay. We'll have to look that up. And what was funny is I was printing thinking on this paper, thinking it was white paper, but it's actually printed paper. So I'm using some printed paper up and not even realizing it. And if this double-sided tape fails over time, I'll just use some tacky glue to stick it back in. I was kind of wishing it was going to be a little bit warmer today because I want to go out and repaint the reflective bits on the numbers on our mailbox. You know, we had to get a new mailbox post because somebody was ugly and broke ours and didn't stop and ring the bell or nothing. They just kept going because they didn't want to pay $50 for a new mailbox post. Yes, a simple cedar post is $50. But anyway, we went and bought it, a new one, and we moved the numbers, but the reflective stuff's not going to work very well. So I bought some just acrylic glow paint, and I'm going to give it a go. I like to put things askew. And then we'll go back here, and we'll skip a page, and we'll put one of these messages in here. When I make journals for my sister Robin, I go through and I stamp messages in it, just stamp directly on the pages. But we had these all printed up. So I said, well, no need to pull those stamps out today. And it gives her little hidden messages, you know, like if she's having a bad day and she turns her notebook to the next day. Yeah. Hi, Lindy. Lindy K and Sean Designs. Good morning. Oh, my goodness. And I've been getting some lovely new subscribers. And I know that Deb has been chatting me up over during their lives. And I've been having so much fun hanging out with you guys on Sunday morning. It's easier for me to catch you on Sunday morning. Of course, I might catch you, I think it's Thursday evenings. that you guys come on, because Scott will be teaching Monday nights, Tuesday nights, Thursday nights. And yeah, I think the course he's teaching this time is called Programmable Devices. So anyway, yeah, if you're previous military and you want something to do, check your local tech schools, because they're always looking for part-time teachers. Okay. So there we go. We got a couple little hidden messages in our little books that we've made just from the few things I bought from a couple sales. So let's do that in here. Let's put this in here. And we'll put a Be Kind in here. And the last thing I want to share this morning is the cake I'm going to make for my birthday. I bought the 4 packages of cream cheese I need to make this cake last night. And I'll get the rest of the stuff on Wednesday. Scott and I were not coping with the grocery store yesterday. Neither one of us. There was some kids in there screaming at the top of their lungs, and their parents thought it was hilarious. And then they had the music too loud. It was just too many things triggering us. So we were like, no, let's just get the few things we came in here for and leave. I guess we're getting old and crotchety. We never allowed Greg to do any of that screaming or anything. It's not proper etiquette. I was raised by my grandmother, and she said screaming was only for when you were hurt. If you screamed and you weren't hurt with my grandmother, she'd give you something to scream about, if you know what I mean. She didn't have to do that with me too much, because one look from her and I would like toe the line. I wasn't very good at challenging authority when I was younger. I'm still not the greatest at speaking up for myself. But I am better than I used to be. Dream big. So those cheapy stamps you see at the craft stores that are just sentiments or sayings, grab those, because you can make a gift for somebody, and yeah, easy peasy. So there we go. I don't know if these would fit in there. Oh, if we trim it, it was. I love this saying, life is art, paint your dreams, sing your songs, enjoy the dance. And I'm thinking I could cut this and put one in the back of each one, except on this one I put Lovely's Crafting Lodges. Can I put this next to it? I could always put it there. Oh, we could put this one in the front. That's what we'll do. Let me get my cutter back. I want to use these sayings. See that again, it's a snow print, but you can always print on the other side and nobody would know it's there except you do, because you saw me show it. Let's see, I love the font on that Be Kind piece. Yeah, this one right here. Yeah, it was just a cheap one of those dollar bin. It used to be $1 back in the day when I first started working at Michael's. Those bins were $1. Yeah, those are the best stamps. They stamp well most of the time. I was having trouble because my ink is all old as all get out. I need to just throw a bunch of it out into the garbage. And see, I could get some ink out and ink the edges on these sayings too, if I wanted to, but I don't want to. Let's See, this one printed out better because I was able to get the stamp inked up better. But the message is still there, so we're going to go with it. And I don't want to hear that crash again, so we'll put that back. Okay. I need to put a link to this recipe I'm going to show you guys here in a minute. I'll probably start making it on Friday. Because it's going to take a bit to make. My birthday is Saturday. And then I'll have to take pieces around to get rid of it because it's going to be a huge cake and we don't need that much cake in the house. So I might take a piece over to my mother-in-law and take a couple pieces over to my brother-in-law and his wife's house and maybe hit my two sisters up that live in town. Although my sister Robin's going, she's trying gluten-free to see if it will help her with her pain level because she's been reading that it could. Let's see. We said we were going to put this one in the very back. So right there. Oh, and Kim is live. Fortunate Creations, Kim. She does a live every single morning on her drive to school. She works in a school. She makes me nervous being live while she's driving in a car. But she crochets. I don't know if she knits. I think she has a knitting machine. So if you're new here, I am all over the place. You never know what you're going to pop in and see me doing because I do art, I sew, I make cards, I crochet. I'm trying to learn to knit. I just do a little of everything. Last night I was talking about garden plans. This one we're going to pop on here. We might have to pull this back off to get it out of the way for a minute. Oh, we take adventures. I do thrift hauls because my husband and I love to go thrifting at, Goodwill and Salvation Army. And when we were in the upstate, there was another Miracle something that we used to check out on a consistent basis. But we like to share some of the places that we've visited. We recently went to All About Fabrics, which is up in Williamston, South Carolina. It's only open to the public one weekend a month. It's usually the first full weekend of each month. In fact, this next weekend will be another, but I don't need any fabric right now. I'm trying to use what I have. So there's our two little books made from two of the envelopes that sealed on Jacqueline when she was dyeing the envelopes. So they're sealed envelopes, which works out good because you can use them as your covers. And then one side's going to be a little bit longer. You trim that away and it gives you a pocket to hide a little fold out piece. And you can put your receipts from your day trip or whatever in there. And then we've got just half of the stack of paper. So it was 4 sheets of paper, and then I cut it in at 5 inches in half, and then I trimmed it to where it was 6 inches this way. So I have some of this paper left over in just little bits. And then we attached, that's Jacqueline's symbol there. Put some quotes in here. We added a little bit of trim from the other paper that I got from Debbie Epps. And yeah, so that was 2 quick little journals. These would be good for your Artemat, Vicki, little books. I know you make little books, but something like this, be easy. They'd have to be smaller, I know. So that's that. So let's talk about this crazy cake. It's called Lemon Cheesecake Cake. And I'll put a link to this recipe. I found it on Pinterest. You know, sometimes the recipes on Pinterest turn out great, and then other times it's, ugh. But I read over this one, and I'm like, oh, yes. But that's a picture of it right there. So it's got 2 layers of cake, and in between those is a layer of cheesecake. So you make the cheesecake up for the cheesecake layer, and then you make the lemon cake layers. And you have to do the cheesecake like the day before so it can be, you know, set and ready to go. And they do give you some hints about how to keep it from cracking. So this is, if your cheesecake cracks on you, this recipe has a lot of neat hints in it. But I just wanted to tell you that the cheesecake layer has 2 packages of cream cheese, a cup of sugar. This is not diabetic friendly in the least, but it's my birthday. I'm going to have a piece. It's got sour cream. That's something I didn't pick up because I was ready to get out of there last night. It's got lots of eggs. So again, this is going to be an expensive cake because the cheesecake takes 3 eggs and the layer cake takes 3 eggs. And it takes 1.5 sticks of unsalted butter, 2 cups of sugar, cake flour, baking powder, baking soda, salt. It takes buttermilk, lemon juice, vegetable oil, lemon extract, zest of 2 lemons. And then you have cream cheese frosting. So you need 2 more sticks of unsalted butter. Wow. 2 8-ounce packages of cream cheese. And they tell you in here, use full fat cream cheese. Do not use the reduced fat or the cream cheese in the tubs. More lemon, some lemon extract, more zest from a lemon. I might need to pick up 3 lemons instead of 2. Yellow coloring gel is optional, but she says she used just a small amount. And then lots of powdered sugar. So yeah. And it's got lots and lots of instructions. But it looks delicious, and it looks like they did a little slice of lemon on top just as a decoration. So I'll post a picture of my cake when I fix it, or when I make it. It says it makes 15 servings, so 15 slices of cake. I've got to divide it out. JL says she wants a piece. So I'll show that when I do it next weekend. And I think that's all I had to share with you guys. I need to go pop Greg's pants and stuff over into the dryer. So here's the little books. And these could be nice little gifts. If somebody's sick, you could make a little book up for them, you know, that they could write who they need to send thank you cards to or whatever, or notes from their doctor visit or whatever. We'll have an ambulance waiting. Oh, I'm not gonna push. I'm on Ozempic. You can't really eat that much sugar. Yeah. And there's Diane. I was just thinking, I wonder if she's getting ready to go to bed yet, because you were with me last night saying good morning. So, all right. Thank you for the thumbs up. And I will see you guys on Wednesday. Some of you I will see at 2 p.m. for our Monday stitch together. And I'm going to be sewing. Woohoo! All right. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. I'm getting off.